a $1 million book of business and the income and have a great lifestyle for me and my family. And on the other end of the spectrum, I hear people saying, well, I just want to make a difference, make an impact in my community. It's not all about the money for me. And you know what? I kind of identify with both these perspectives. I started out, scratch that. I'm in the business to make the biggest positive impact I can. You see, I think today commercial insurance is one of the greatest professional sales opportunities out there. You impact and protect small businesses all over the country, entrepreneurs. I've been on both ends of that spectrum. What I've seen is that producers who made the money, then they think about doing good, making an impact. In fact, lots of them do both. They grow their income and wealth and make an impact at the same time. It's a lot easier to make an impact when you got money, when dollars are rolling in. You have time and money. And that's what I love about commercial insurance. You have that freedom available to you to build your business to fit your lifestyle and your goals. If you look at it, the insurance business and all those online tools gives us this amazing community platform. It's a great gift to professional entrepreneurial salespeople, especially pros like you. Not long ago, building a book of business was different. You need to make lots of cold calls. You need to network, join the right clubs. It was the expense you had to pay to build a book of business. It was expensive to build a business, capital, leasing, investors, hiring people, expensive equipment. But think about it. Now, as a commercial insurance producer, you don't need to work out of an office. With the internet, you can work anywhere, from your phone or a laptop. It's never been easier, less expensive, more effective to build your perfect pipeline. The tools are available to fill your pipeline. Well, they just weren't available even a few years ago. Social media channels where you can find an endless number of prospects and reach them efficiently and inexpensively. The communication tools, automated, segmented, simple to use email, and integrated CRM to track prospecting activity. Ability to build content and web pages from templates on the fly. You don't have to know how to write code or learn Photoshop or complicated graphic design. High-tech, high-quality cameras and videos right on your phone. Now we're sending chatbots, automated client service follow-up, client communication intelligence to provide deep data on your communication and persuasion effectiveness of messages. Training wasn't there either. It's this simple. These are the glory days to build your book of business. Now there's a downside to all this, a danger. Because it's so easy to get started and inexpensive to communicate, there's just a lot of hope and pray prospecting and marketing. Bad noise that you must be able to break through. Hope is an interesting word. It can keep you alive if your boat breaks down in the middle of the ocean or your car dies in the middle of the desert. But hope is an awful thing in business. You never want to hope that your prospecting does work. There isn't in building a website, then you create lots of content, articles, videos, even podcasts. Then hope to get SEO rankings to drive traffic, the right traffic. When SEO traffic doesn't happen, they invest in PPC or Facebook ads. Yeah, a bit more traffic. That's the lots of staying busy stuff, phone calls, appointments, gathering policies, doing submissions, preparing proposal, presenting a whole wide variety of businesses, big and small. But bottom line, not a whole lot of new clients landed. And what's more, with all the investment in online marketing and time spent quoting new business, profits get eaten up and current profitable clients paying the bills are ignored and start renewing elsewhere. They hope all this will work. They hope they have the best coverage, hope they have the lowest price, hope someone will buy. What happens is these kinds of agents and agencies experience a long and painful death. They just fade away, die, and eventually another bigger agency gobbles them up at a third or half of their potential value. You don't want that, do you? Well, the cure for hope prospecting and marketing is a well-structured, well-engineered prospecting platform system. Now, a lot of people don't want to bother with marketing, building a personal brand, prospecting, social selling, content, and all that stuff. You just want to get in front of prospects and sell. And maybe someone else, your agency, your carriers, will take care of the marketing and filling your pipeline for you. Or you think, my service and team are great. We've been in business for 75 years. People know me, know my character and how I do business. The service sells itself. I sell 100% of the prospects I get in front of. Or you're just creeped out and hate high-pressure prospecting, cold calling, door knocking, and all those old school ways that everyone tells you still works and you got to do. It's the price you must pay to build your book of business. You don't want to seem hypey, slimy, or high pressure. Well, that's all hope prospecting. And this is the reality. If you don't get your prospecting figured out, you won't have a book of business. And it will be a frustrating failure. You'll grow to hate and find everything that's wrong about insurance. Your book of business withers away. You have cash flow problems. You lose energy. You feel beaten down, defeated. You just can't start slowly or stand still and survive anymore. There's simply too much competition. And I say this from experience. I'm my own patient zero. I experiment and test these prospecting strategies and tools every day, even now in my business. No, it's not insurance, but it's still a B2B service that requires prospecting, building a pipeline, and landing ideal clients to make it work. Everything I'm teaching you is what I've learned doing this with clients or applying it in my own business. The first prospecting system and strategy is the target market platform. It offers you the greatest potential, but it's counterintuitive. You gotta make a decision. You gotta commit. You need to pick one or two target markets. Who, the size, the criteria that gives you the most control. It's both the easiest and perhaps the most difficult of prospecting platforms to get started and master. 1. Pick a target market. 2. Build relationships with influencers, centers of influence in the market, association, vendors, professionals who serve it, non-competing businesses. 3. Land clients, over-deliver, get glowing testimonials, case studies, online reviews. Turn these people into advocates. They introduce you and spread the word on social, help amplify your social selling. These are the only 3 prospecting platform strategies systems. All the other things, phone calling, email, Facebook ads, webinars, networking, all are tactics and tools to attract prospects and centers of influencers to your world. The way you structure and research and put together a game plan to prospect in your target market almost guarantees you fill your pipeline with prospects. All you can do it, and you can do it fast. Only the past few months have on LinkedIn, calling, emailing. This is the first offer to my list and to buy my service after doing a couple one-off projects. Looking for a lot of clients, looking for the right clients where I can make an impact. I know it's not about putting big numbers on the board. It's about getting that initial momentum, getting first clients, and nailing down your service offering. I know only a handful A dozen clients is all that it takes to get started and build this momentum in the market, because I've seen it and done it before in other markets with other services, building trades, insurance, marketing, financial, tax, and business consulting services. It's enough to begin building, enough to create a signature service, enough to position you as the authority, the expert in a small pond. Working with these clients, serving these clients, you become the authority. You learn exactly what challenges, problems, dreams, desires, unique, how they talk about them, what they love, hate about your service, attitudes about insurance, business, financial. You get to know what makes these kinds of businesses tick and how the target markets think and feel. What's more, you learn and understand the marketplace. Who are the carriers with appetites? What types of risks do they like, don't like? How to submit and get the best pricing and coverage offers. You know and learn the competition fast. Only need to work with a handful to learn what's really happening in a target market. Now, you might hit a nest of target market prospects and land clients fast, or you already have clients or centers of influence in your target market that can help build your pipeline faster and land clients quicker. But for most producers, to consistently build a full pipeline, start with one or two solid target markets. How to identify your target market, the 5-minute ideal client worksheet, and the target market checklist. You can download these below. Target market focuses on your prospecting efforts. You know everything, who you need to attract. You'll learn what to say, where they hang out. Lots of producers get hung up on committing to one or two target markets or finding the perfect target market. There is no perfect, and it doesn't mean you can't work with clients outside your target market. What the target market does is laser focus your prospecting efforts so you're much more effective and efficient. If you look at 100 agency websites, 100 commercial insurance producer LinkedIn profiles, something strikes you quickly. They all sound pretty much the same. There's no differentiation. All talk about all the lines of businesses they write, all the wide variety of business clients, the 50 plus carriers represented, the years in business, the great team, staff, activity and community, and superior service. Very few talk about specialization and authority in a target market, specific insurance and risk management applications, such as work comp cost containment specialist or a special expertise. As a result, everyone looks and sounds the same to the client. So the only way the client has to compare is one thing: price. You don't want to play this game if you want to build $1 million book of business. You must choose. You can remain a general practitioner and continue to get squeezed by the carriers looking to go direct, demanding more volume and lower loss ratios, or become a specialist. Consider the brain surgeon, the heart doc, the spinal injury, the sports medicine, the oncologist. These professionals earn 5 to 10 times more than the average general practitioner doctor. And they have more authority, respect, and usually a lot more time freedom. You'll never find the perfect target market. That pursuit of perfection, well, it becomes nothing more than an excuse to procrastinate and put off not committing to a target market. So leave a comment, get the target worksheet, and commit to prospecting, building a pipeline in 1 or 2 target markets this week. Avoidance tool, bad excuse for never building your pipeline. The thing is, no matter how good you are at selling, working with clients, it doesn't guarantee you'll be a great prospector marketer. They do require 2 different skill sets, especially today. The bar has been raised for both sales. Must be insight sales, not afraid to bring out challenges and help clients mutually discover solutions without letting them off the hook. It's more than quote price peddler today. Same with prospecting. What works best is to be able to deliver relevant, attention-grabbing value bites. email, voicemail, phone, social media posts, engagement, text, messages, in a strategic, orchestrated plan to move cold, warm leads to hot prospects. Yes, cold calling, door knocking, networking still does work. For many, there is a better, smarter, more efficient, and effective way that positions and protects your personal brand long term. But because you do target market prospecting and land clients, it's finally tuned into exactly what clients want and need. You won't get it perfect upfront and initially, but it will be great and positions you for even greater things in your business. Okay, so you're off to a nice start. You've landed a couple clients in your target market. You're building your pipeline with target market prospects, cold, warm, and hot. But you're probably not writing enough business to really grow your book of business. So now it's time to add another prospecting strategy. After all, you have a lifestyle and family to support. So this standard prospecting platform playbook is target market, build, qualify, client introductions, quality and quantity, and centers of influence, quality and quantity. So your next step, or if you have a book of business with clients in your target market, is to reach out, get feedback, testimonials, online reviews, recommendations, case studies, and introductions from current and new target market clients. Today, it's much easier to prompt people for introductions because with a quick glance of their friends, followers, and connections on social media, you can find out who they know. But you want to ask your target market clients more than who do they know. Who on this list can you introduce me to? You want to have a system for asking the right questions. Why? So you actually ask. You see, your target market clients are an invaluable resource, your most important business asset. To serve them best, provide proactive service, you must ask for feedback on your service. What did they like, didn't like? What's confusing? What could you improve, make more effective? The results it deliver. What's changed in their business? This feedback forms testimonials, online reviews, and LinkedIn recommendations. It provides you with language and feedback to use in your prospecting content and social media and email messaging. It provides social proof and credibility. It confirms that what you do works and delivers results. Then you can ask for even more. Case studies with photos, on-site videos, introduction, whose clients call and arrange an intro breakfast or lunch meeting with a prospect. Ask these clients to become your advocate. Spread your message on social media. And you likewise do the same to promote and support their business in return. You provide testimonials, recommendations, promote on social media where appropriate. Introduce them to people who can use their services also. But you must have a system. You must proactively ask. In the next video, video 3 in the prospecting workshop, I'll share a simple automated system that's easy to set up and follow to get strong testimonials, different making persuasive case studies, and perfect prospect introductions from current target market clients. Okay, now on to the final prospecting strategy, centers of influence, but not what you think. It's a strategic, systematic way to building relationships and getting high quality and a steady flow or even a flood of target market prospects from your centers of influence. Here's the difference. Think about how your own center of influence has developed. It just kind of grows organically from your golf or workout buddies, your church group, through friends and family, or who you do business with, your community activities. It's usually not very strategic or systematic. The centers of influence you grow organically may change based upon who you're connected with in your chosen target market, but in most cases, they're just not. So how can you approach centers of influence more strategically, systematically? Number 1, list 10 influencers, dream influencers who serve and know your target market. Maybe it's the executive director of the trade association or president, owner, operator of the association. It might be a CPA, banker, or attorney who specializes in the target market. Vendors, top sales reps, account executives who sell and supply the target market. Perhaps it's an IT or business or training consultant who specializes in working with lots of firms in the market. Use Google, LinkedIn search to ID these people. Then boil down the top 10 down to your top 4. Begin following them on social media, engaging, promoting them, finding leads for them, communicating, sending emails, even sending handwritten notes, even a package. Ask to interview them about issues in the industry. Take them to breakfast, lunch. Learn about who their ideal client is, services and challenges. Build the relationship. Eventually, they will ask you what you do, who you work with. Funny you should ask. I just decided after careful research of my business and clients, I deliver superior results to specialize in your target market, the same market you specialize in. What would you recommend is the best way to introduce how I solve challenges for target market in the business? Usually they'll be glad to help because you help them first. May surprise you. Set up a talk to the association. Invite you as a presenter. Turn over the membership roster. Agree to send out a letter email to all the members. Mention you in the newsletter. Invite you to do a podcast, a webinar. Suddenly you could add hundreds, maybe even thousands of target market prospects to your pipeline. Tell the story of Auto Service Association of Colorado. Amazing, earth-shattering results. Now, this may or may not happen. I kind of lucked into it, but I asked. Centers of influence can deliver quality prospects, especially from fellow professional vendors who know the quality of the business and quality. It can flood you with prospects. But keep in mind, just like the approach with target marketing and client prospecting strategy, follow a system. Be patient. Keep the right positioning. 3 prospecting guns, target market, how to start from scratch, go to prospecting strategies, and the foundation to building your pipeline. So let's jump right in. Start with target market. This is what we kicked off my commercial insurance career. If you have an empty pipeline, no clients, not a lot of centers of influence, this is a place to start building your pipeline. But it's also great if you have a seasoned book of business and you really want to build your pipeline with high quality prospects. Makes finding prospects super easy and fast. You just need to do a little thinking and pick 1 or 2 target markets. Decide on a target market focus to building your pipeline. First thing, target market research. 2 exercises if you have a book of business. 5-minute ideal client in the ideal client target market checklist. Decide on your numbers, geographic area. Today it's easy to start attracting. Follow on social media, friend connect, publish on social media, tag and link to them, publish on their social media posts, comment and engage, add value, talk about challenges, issues, join groups, Facebook and LinkedIn, find Twitter lists. Then reach out, email, phone, voicemail, text, move them from social media to your platform. Educate and engage. Move from cold, warm to hot to have that first qualifying phone conversation. Watch hot topics, pain point, questions, aspirations. Put together a free report. Put together a simple web page, landing page in exchange for that contact, their email. Now it's easy to create professional, simple, effective landing pages with lead pages or Thrive themes in a matter of minutes without coding or graphic design chops. That's how you get started building target market prospects in your pipeline. Now, keep it simple. You don't need a lot. Only a couple dozen target market prospects can open up opportunities for you. Once they're in your list, you send them a welcome series, 8 to 10 emails, carefully orchestrated over 2 weeks to move them to want to talk with you on the phone so you can qualify them. Simple web page, simple valuable report with a series of emails, and give them a way to book an appointment with you online. If they don't bite for the phone appointment, keep nurturing them with valuable content. Send them an email once a week. Keep following and engaging on social media. Every 2 to 3 months, try turning up the heat again to see if you can move them to a hot lead. That's it. Keep it simple. The technology is simple and saves you time, keeps you focused and productive. Your first group of target market prospects you nurture to hot leads and eventually into clients is not to go from $0 to $1 million book of business all at once. It's to land a couple key target market clients, establish your authority and expertise, your positioning as an expert, and start building momentum. What you do to move target market prospects to hot, the welcome email series. People most engage when they first learn about you. They're curious to learn more about you, what makes you different, how you can help them. Make your emails text only, no fancy templates. From your business email, your name. Best if you have a non-agency business email address, your own name, domain name. First is the welcome email. Download what to expect. Second email is the biggest challenge. Ask them to share their number one challenge. Get them to respond. Third email is the mobile phone loss story. Share your mobile. Encourage them to share so you can text message them on mobile. Share your story. Why insurance? Why you've chosen the target market? What makes you different and real? The fifth email is the client problem that you solved story. The sixth email is a link to a LinkedIn post and invite them to comment and connect. Next, send them a second client problem solution story. And finally, on the eighth email is a call to action to book an appointment with your online calendar scheduler. And you want to have an email to sell the value of this appointment. The amazing thing is you started from scratch, no pipeline, no target market. Now, after some effort, over 60 to 90 days, you have a pipeline of targeted prospects, 100 to 200 prospects on your email list. You're setting up phone qualifying appointments, automatic online, not chasing after cold calling. You move these to second meetings and maybe even land a client or two. You've created momentum in your prospecting. You're focused and productive. You know what works to add prospects to your pipeline and how to warm them up to qualifying calls and more. You've proven you can do it. Friends, family, colleagues, and yourself. Now it's time to build on your target market momentum. Let's move into client prospecting. This is the next step after target market prospecting. Or if you have existing book of business with a mix of ideal target market clients and it's established, this is probably where you'll start. You already have clients in your target market. You've delivered your services. You have a business relationships. These clients know, like, and trust you. Now it's time to find out if they are advocates for you. Capture client prospect. Use your own captive clients to help build your pipeline. So this is the ASK system I mentioned earlier. Must have a strategic, systematic way to proactively ask target market clients to give you feedback, testimonials, reviews, case studies, and finally introduce you to other target market prospects. Here are the elements. An email phone call to ask for feedback. A web page to get the Net Promoter Score on a scale of 1 to 10. Sort the Net Promoter Score into categories. 8 to 10 are your advocates. Ask these people for testimonials and feedback. These are the people most likely to refer if they're asked. Those who give you a 5 to 7 Net Promoter Score, ask how you can improve to make it a 10. What's missing? Follow up and deliver on what they respond. These people are hesitant to refer you. Finally, those who score 1 to 4, you've obviously dropped the ball here. You need to fix it now. They aren't going to refer you and maybe won't even continue to do business with you. Thank your 8 to 10 for the testimonials. Link to an online review page, Google or Yelp, and a LinkedIn recommendation. You set up this page to prompt them to give you these recommendations. Send a personal note, handwritten, and email follow-up thanking for the testimonial. Then take the testimonial and publish it on your website, in your emails where appropriate. Do a follow-up call, email, and ask to expand the testimonial into a case study. Do an on-site case study with photos, video, take them to lunch. Ask for introductions, who do they know, prompt with 5 to 10 names from LinkedIn connections. Ask them what's the best way to introduce. Ask if they would call to set up lunch or a breakfast and coach them on what to say. Or send a personal note, email, as an introduction and a link to your free report. Again, captive client prospecting is great if you have even a handful or even 2 to 3 target market advocate clients who are willing to sing your praises, offer solid testimonials and case studies, and introduce you to other non-competing businesses in your target market. This is almost like money in the bank because these introductions will trust you, your client, and they are predisposed to doing business with you. Finally, there's massive leverage and fast scale potential with the right centers of influence. Your captive clients prospecting is really sweet. It's your bread and butter, all reliable prospecting system once you have things dialed in. But centers of influence prospecting, that's where you can take things to a whole new level. If you think about it, no matter what your target market, there are people who already put in the hard work to gathering a following, a clientele who could also be interested in your service. They gather a following, client list, email list, social media following. They have the platform and attention already built in. Center of influence prospecting is how you leverage these communities to build your prospect pipeline. Get in front of all their clients, prospects who fit your target market. It's a very highly leveraged strategy. Boil it down to 4 to 5 key centers of influence. Each have a large following within your target market. You could put your message and get attention to your services in front of hundreds or thousands of prospects in an instant. That's instant leverage. Now, the way of centers of influence prospecting works is a lot like the approach with captive client prospects. You follow a system of asking after you identify and promote and build relationships with your selected 4 to 5 centers of influence. Ask for feedback on client problems, challenges they see, questions that clients ask about insurance, risk management issues, the trigger events that cause these questions. Get deeper understanding of your target market from the perspective of other professionals or vendors. Ask them who they know, ID clients for them, how they like to be introduced, their prospecting process, education, and sales system. Ask who they know, prompt with LinkedIn list of names. Find out if they know groups, association leaders, or members. Ask to do a joint podcast, webinar, mailer to their list. Asking about you and your service helps to add value for his service. It's a mutual benefit value. Can add lots of people fast. Yes, centers of influence prospecting is more complex, more work, sometimes takes time to develop the right relationships and relationships at work. But when these relationships click with centers of influence partners, it's hard not to exaggerate how powerful centers of influence prospecting can be, especially if it's a group endorsed sponsorship. It's like having a whole pipeline flooded with ready-to-buy referral prospects. It's how I twice added hundreds of thousands of commission income to my book of business. Prospect stacking. Keep on growing your pipeline. Now, we covered a lot of ground today, but wanted to share one more thing with you. Prospect stacking. Start from scratch. Your target market prospecting. Not about getting an instant 200,000 or 300,000 income added to your book of business. This is about establishing your positioning as an authority, the go-to specialist in your target market. Use target market prospecting to cement in your market positioning. Since you're providing value, add content, deliver great service to clients, you start to build a prospect pipeline list and a reputation as that go-to resource. Then you land these clients you landed in your target market and get captive client prospecting going. Because you delivered great proactive service to these new target market clients, you ask and get great testimonials, online reviews, and amazing word of mouth. All of a sudden, your pipeline is now growing almost automatically. You have the systems in place to capture email addresses, turn cold and warm leads into hot leads, or you patiently wait, keep nurturing them weekly in your pipeline, and occasionally turn up the heat to see if you can move them to hot. As a result, you're consistently landing some really solid new clients. Your income and book of business is growing. Because of what you're doing in your target market, in the word of mouth from target market clients you serve, you caught the attention of some of the top influencers in the target market, the real movers and shakers, the pros who know who's who in the market, the connectors, the influencers. So you now have a handful of rock solid centers of influence who have powerful influence in the market. They spread the word to their list of clients, introduce you, maybe even formally endorse and sponsor you to the target market. Now your pipeline is growing by the hour, and you can experience an influx of target market prospects that are even preconditioned and ready to buy from you. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, right. You make it sound so easy, so simple. I could never make this happen. Well, let me tell you this. It is simple. It's a real simple strategy. There's nothing complex or magical about it. In fact, you've probably heard a lot or most parts of it. You might even be doing parts of it successfully. But what makes the simple effective is the system, following the steps, getting the foundation strategy locked in, taking action, testing, and improving. Is it easy? No. It takes effort, focus, and work. And maybe, as we talked about in video 1, and even some of the ideas here in this video, it might take a mindset shift, a willingness to do what seems counterintuitive, like committing to 1 or 2 target markets, or keeping your website pages and email templates brain dead simple instead of worrying about fancy design and brand image crap. Hey, I could make this work. If I could make this work before the internet and all this online stuff as a producer who really didn't like all the cold calling, networking, and smoozing that were the only prospecting tools back then, and I'm no genius, but figured out how to make it work, so can you. After you build momentum in your target market, client introductions, and center of influence endorsement, it expands your prospecting pipeline. You get introduced to other related target markets. This happened in the trade group I worked with. The Auto Service Association of Colorado led to Colorado Auto Recyclers and Colorado Tire Dealer Retailers and Wholesalers. Suddenly, one association sponsorship within 18 months grew into 3 sponsorships. But you don't need to land association or trade group sponsorships to fill your pipeline. With a CPA financial advisor I worked with in Denver, we focused almost 100% on client introductions in a very specific market. High-income salespeople, B2B, high-tech, commercial, real estate, and specialty doctors at the University of Colorado. It all depends on your goals and the book of business you want to build. I'm just giving you what is possible. But when you start filling your pipeline and wanting high quality clients, it's a rush. Winning high quality clients, it's a rush. Winning clients is addicting. It's like winning in sports. You want to keep doing it over and over again. Where will this work for you? Now, if you're Watching this, you probably fall into one of four categories. You're new to commercial insurance lines. You just started building your commercial book of business, or you're a generalist personal lines producer. You've had some success. You're off to a good, solid start. You've proven you can sell and prospect, but you know there's a better way. You're a seasoned vet sitting on a $300, maybe even as much as a $600,000 book of business. You're comfortable, but know you could do better, or maybe even need to do better based upon family situation or business. You're a top 1% producer with that $1 million or more book of business on your way, and you want to see how big you can build it and leave a legacy. Isn't it time to follow a prospecting system and get leverage? The reality is the only person who is going to build your pipeline is you. The best way to do it is with a prospecting platform that you control. This is your business asset. If you're in this category, here's where you start. Target market, just getting your feet wet in commercial insurance. Client prospecting, you already have a book of business. Take a good hard look at it. Discover your target market opportunity. Leverage client relationships and even potential centers of influence relationships. Now, if you're one of the top producers, you probably are in a position to leverage all of them. You might want to have a team or an outsourced team to help you take advantage of the three prospecting strategies and monitor the pipeline. Maybe even have a junior producer you're mentoring handle those initial qualifying phone calls or more. Use all three strategies. It depends on where you are. If you're actually just starting out to build your book, target market prospecting is the place to start. It gives you focus, a direction, the opportunity to position as an authority that creates huge long-term opportunities for you as you build your personal brand. Don't wait around. Get started quickly. Pick one or two target markets, start taking action, engage, and use the prospecting tools. Okay, we covered a huge amount of ground with this video. Take a deep breath right now. Don't need to do it all. Don't need to know it all. This video is really about finding yourself in these strategies. It's about you finding your prospecting platform, you finding your path, your focus. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Where are you in your prospecting journey? Which of these prospecting strategies are you going to start with? And what action are you going to take to get started? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you found value in this video, please share it with at least 3 other producers you know who are serious about building their book of business. It's always easier when you have other people join you on the path with you. Now, I have a feeling that this training can and will change the lives of many producers. Now, I want to tell you about the next video I got for you. Producers Prospecting Platform, the Playbook. You're going to love this one. In fact, I think it will be your favorite in the series. I'm going to walk you through the entire P3 inside that one playbook. You'll also be able to download a copy of my playbook. I think you'll love it. So now scroll down, leave a comment, and go ahead and share this video. Tell me which of these prospecting strategies you're going to do and what it will do for your pipeline, book of business, and your life. And tell me, if we were to meet 3 years from now, how will your life have changed because of your prospecting platform? Scroll down, leave a comment for me right now, and I'll see you in a couple days in video 3.